Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So yes, it is the month of the Ramadan, so I'm currently fasting. But today is gonna be a fun video because I'm actually somewhere today for the very first time. I'm going to my first real estate seminar. So I'm really excited. It's actually the Cesar and DJ Envy real estate seminar. So I've been hearing a lot about it. I first looked at an interview that they did with Earn Your Leisure. And then I didn't really know that DJ Envy was really into real estate. So I started looking more into it. And then the opportunity came where he was doing a seminar in New Jersey. And I was like, absolutely, I'm going to be there. So I just got here. It's 1:40. It starts at 2 p.m. It's at the Meadows Exposition Center in New Jersey. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys inside. Hopefully I can film a few things and then I'm just gonna give you guys a little review at the end. But thank you so much for coming back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, mom of 4, wife, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. So thank you so much for watching, and let's get into this video. So I actually got the book by Cesar Pina and I read it all in one day. So if you guys are interested, it's a really quick read. It gives you a lot of insight on his life, you know, him doing time in jail and stuff like that. And this is a lot of motivation. I mean, this man didn't go to college. I don't even think he graduated high school, went to jail, and now he's basically a millionaire, you know, flipping real estate, mainly in Paterson, New Jersey. That's where he started, but now he's doing it all over the United States. So I'm so glad that I got a chance to go listen to his story, listen to DJ Envy's story. So the way the seminar was set up was they have about 9 different speakers, everyone in their own little field, basically from the beginning where you need to work on your credit all the way to the end of a deal, all the different people you need within that to complete one deal, whether it's your own home or a real estate investment deal. It was really nice and I liked the structure. It was really organized. I think they were actually a few minutes late. Parking wasn't that bad. I got there. It was a lot of people there. Some of the people who came to speak, they had their merchandise, like the credit dude. He had a table there with, you know, his merchandise. If you wanted to speak with him, you could do that. Cesar was there signing books. So you could go up to his table, you know, buy a book from him and get it signed. DJ Envy, I didn't see him really sitting at a table. I saw him walking around and he was talking to people as he was walking around. I'm so happy I went because I learned a lot. You know, more people that I can network with, and it's nice to be in a room full of like-minded people. I think I paid $150. So the seminar, you get it for $200, but if you do the early bird, like when they first, you know, release dates for a particular city, you can get early bird tickets for $150. I mean, with tax, I spent under $200. It was like $170. So I'm happy. I got a lot of information, more than $170 worth in my opinion, so I'm happy about that. Let's get back into this video.
That's gonna take you forever to save $100,000, but guess what? I'm gonna show you today how you can build your credit up to potentially get up to $100,000 in your business name and truly change the trajectory of how you do business and where you take your family next, all right? So if you aren't already following me on Instagram, I'm the credit dude. I drop a lot of knowledge. And I love to help educate people on credit. I feel like that's my mission in life.
So the first person here is the credit dude. You can follow him on Instagram at the credit dude. I'm gonna put it right here somewhere. And you can go ahead and follow him. Things that you should do, things that you shouldn't do. Like for one instance, a lot of people on the Instagram, you see them, hey, buy trade lines and stuff like that. And he says that's not really good because the banks actually see that. So it's better to actually build your credit rather than buying trade lines and stuff like that. And I didn't know that because every credit person you go to on Instagram, their page, they're all talking about buy this and buy trade lines, 2,500 trade line, we give you this much. And he says that's not really good. So he gave us a lot of good advice. I do recommend you go. I think they actually do a free 30-minute consultation call. So you could call him, talk to him about your specific case. They'll give you advice. And I think the next person up is Ashlley Mckoy. She's in the insurance industry. So she tells you what kind of insurance you should get.
You guys are so nice. My name is Ashlley Mckoy with Real McCoy. The last time I saw is where I'm working, so let's see if I have to wing it again. So insurance is basically something that you don't want to talk about, you don't like. It costs a lot of money, like Jenny said, but at the end of the day, it's the most intricate part of anything that you do, especially when it comes to real estate, right?
And this is where I really learned a lot, because there was one point where she was like, if you're buying a vacant home, you should get vacant insurance policy. And that's what I got with my house, because when I bought my house, there was no tenants in it. Now, when you're buying a house with a loan, all of this is required before you even close. They want to make sure you have those documents. But the fact that I bought mine cash, no one's making me put insurance on the property. That's just my responsibility. And if I don't know, I don't know. But from Ashlley's presentation, I learned that they actually have a different policy when you're having any kind of construction done in the house. I didn't know that. So I actually had the wrong policy, because any of those workers that was working on my house, you know, if they had an accident, they fell down the stairs, like I could have got sued, and I didn't know that. You know, like I would have been liable at that moment. God forbid, you know, something did happen and I didn't have that kind of policy. I had the vacant home policy. They probably would have never covered, you know, what accident happened in the home. So I would have been shit out of luck, basically. So that was definitely a gem. Yep, Matt the mortgage guy, he talks about how now is really the best time because you could afford more of a house. I mean, before the pandemic, where interest rates were so high, maybe 4 or 5%, you probably could only afford a $400,000 house. But now with the interest rates being, you know, in the 2s or 3s, depending on where you're, but I think 2.9 or something like that, depending on where your credit is, you could probably afford now a $600,000 house, and the payments probably won't be that far off, but you could afford it just because that interest rate is down. So a lot of people are refinancing right now. A lot of people are buying second homes right now. Start on time. So we didn't get a chance to ask any questions in the end because I had wrote down some questions. So that kind of sucked. But other than that, it went pretty smooth. It was a lot of information. I had pages worth of notes here. I think each speaker had about 15 to 20 minutes. The next person is Matthew Gorlin, I think. Matt the mortgage guy is what they called him. Very popular on YouTube.
I got 15 minutes. Can't teach you everything in 15 minutes, so please take a screenshot of the code so you can get the slides. Take a screenshot of the number 516-217-2291. That is my text message system. You can text that. You can't call it. I will respond. If you want to apply for loan, refinance, got general questions, that is the number that you can use to get in contact with me. All right. NMLS number 58700. That's my license number. Follow me, Gina Mortgage Guy, on YouTube, Instagram, whatever your choice is. Pick your poison. All right, let's get to this. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about a quick market update, and we're going to talk about loans. So that way, while you're building up your business, you're reporting that business on your tax returns. So now in 2 years, if you're ready to get rid of your W-2 and ready to fire your job, you at least don't start the clock back over. Very important. A lot of people quit their jobs prematurely because their businesses went on a little bit of run and they feel like they want to fire their job and then they want to go buy a house and they can't get approved. So very important for all my folks who want to start a business in the future. Make sure.
The next company that came up was a title insurance company.
Title insurance is not that. It's not health insurance, it's not like car insurance, and it's not like, I said health insurance. Health insurance, car insurance, and life insurance. The reason it's not the same.
Company, New World Title. So with every home purchase that you do, you need a title company. What does a title company do? They basically just, put a deposit down on the house. Now they go ahead and search the deed on the house. They make sure that there's no liens on the house. Some people take out, you know, liens and second mortgages and loans and stuff like that on their home. So they make sure that there's no liens against the house, and even if it is, like it stays with the previous owner, it's not following you. They make sure it's like basically clean, and if there's anything on there, it comes up, and then you decide if you want to actually buy the house or not.
Performing notes we buy from the banks. So real quick, we'll go over what a real estate note is. A real estate note is a promise between a lender and a borrower to pay back a certain amount of money at a certain interest rate, at a certain interval. Now, we deal in something called first mortgage notes. What makes first mortgage notes so special is that they're directly collateralized by the property. in which the note is taken out a mortgage on. Meaning that if the borrower defaults, you're entitled to take the house and say, listen, I'm just going to give you $10,000, get out of the house, give me the deed, all right, you don't owe me anything anymore. And in a situation like this, again, you can pick up a house at a steep discount. For example, if the homeowner owed $320 and the house is only worth $300, when you originated the mortgage, let's say they didn't pay at all, what would end up happening is they would be underwater in the house, right? And if they sold it, they would still get no money because you have to get paid off under $300, and the house is only.
And he was basically talking about bank notes. So they basically are buying houses from people. Someone probably owes a lot of money on their house, and they buy. So the bank takes the house, it goes into foreclosure, and they're buying the house from the bank, but then they're just selling it to investors, and the investor is still getting it at a less amount than they would get it if they were to, try to purchase it on their own. Okay, and the next speaker is Harold Valenstin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think he's a real estate motivational speaker, so he was really cool. I think he used to be like a coach, like a football coach, I think. And he invests in real estate, so he was giving us different markets that are popping and stuff like that. I'll give them to you. He was talking about Jersey, Connecticut, Chicago, Georgia, Ohio, and he was basically saying that there's gold.
Everybody take their phone out right now real quick. Just take your phone out. Some of you already do because you're filming me at the moment. I appreciate that. So you have my QR code up there, and you go up there. But I'm a deal maker, so I'm gonna make you a deal. I want you to follow me on Instagram, and after my conversation with you right now, if you didn't learn one thing and no thing of value, please unfollow me. Is that fair? It's a fair deal? All right, good. So one of the reasons, just so you know, they call me Coach V, obviously for my time as a football coach, but I'm also called the real estate motivator for the main reason that I don't hold anything back when I speak to my folks that I'm trying to help invest and learn how to invest. I'm an investor myself for quite a bit of time.
Okay, and the next speaker was Carlos Reyes. I think I'm saying his name right.
I used to put out Valentine's on Friday at 11 p.m., right? All the way till Saturday at 2 in the morning. I used to try to pay my friends 50, hey man, I'll pay you $50 if you just drive me. Just drive me so I can get out of the passenger side and put these Valentines out. Just drive me for 3 to 4 hours, man, I'll pay you. Nah, man, I'm good, I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna go to the club. Okay. Shit. And now they're all broke. So, would $87,000 change your life? Raise your hand if $87,000 right now would change your life right now. Would it change your life? What would you do with $87,000? Reinvest. Raise your hand if you would reinvest. A lot of our problem, guys, is that we see money, that shit burns a hole in our pockets. Right? We want to go fear of the opinion of others. Raise your hand if you're fear of the opinion of others. Raise your hand. Come on, be honest. There's one, there's two. What do you think they're gonna say about you? Oh, look at her, she thinks she's better than everybody, right? Who does she think she is? Fuck them. They can't pay her bills. Do they pay her bills right now? No? Okay. Then why worry about it? Right? Why worry about it? One day they might ask you for a job. I know that's what all my friends did. At first they were like, oh man, look at this guy, he thinks who does he think he is? Oh, he's not going to the club with us? He's putting out those fucking Valentines? Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, bro. You're going to be rich one day. Okay. Right? Lack of support? Guys, whoever doesn't support you right now, get rid of them. Like if your friends don't empower you, encourage you, support you, how are they even fucking friends? Get rid of them. Change your circle. Why? Because, yes, you are who you hang out with. That's a real statement. You are who you hang out with. I learned that the hard way.
Very inspiring. So he was wholesaling at first, and now he has millions of dollars of real estate. Yeah. And then after Carlos, DJ Envy came up. He told us about his story.
Got a check. I wanted to go buy a Chevy Tahoe with rims and TVs in the headrest. My mom told me no. My dad told me no, so I said I'm gonna buy a house. Houses were too expensive in New York. I'm from Queens. So I bought a house in New Jersey. West Milford. Anybody familiar with West Milford? Couple people? Okay. That's where they take Friday the 13th and all those scary movies. Reason being is nothing but lakes and scary shit. I lived there for about 4 months. I think I bought my first house for $400,000. I lived there for about 4 months and I couldn't live there anymore. It was too far. When I bought the house, I bought it and it said AC ready. I moved in.
I forgot how much he made, but he made like a lot of money when he sold the house, and he was only there for 4 months. So that's what opened his eyes to real estate. And ever since that, he was dibbling and dabbling. And he actually bought Mary J. Blige's old house. She bought that house for $12 million. I think he bought it off of her for like $5 million, something crazy. And then after DJ Envy, Cesar came up.
I go to the bank's gonna give me 75% loan to value. That means that my new loan will be 3.4 million, right? So, 3.4 million minus my investment, I'm cashing out $2.1 million, right? Now, my monthly income is $46,000 minus my debt, meaning my mortgage, taxes, and insurance, and once I have my new mortgage, I'm still netting $26,000. So I'm still making $26,000 every month, and now I have another $2.1 million.
Go to Cesar Pina's Instagram. I'll put that in the bio below. Go to DJ Envy's Instagram. If they're coming to a city near you and you know you're serious about real estate, pay $150, the $200. Go to the seminar. I don't recommend that you go spend $1,000, $2,000 on a seminar, because you could use that money towards your down payment. Education is key. You have to educate yourself. Buy books with authors that you F with, and educate yourself, because at the end of the day, it's education before compensation. No one's gonna get into this game and just start making money off the rip. You have to educate yourself. You get what I'm saying? So Cesar talked about his story, very inspiring. Get the book, I recommend it. What are my thoughts about the seminar? I recommend that you go. You're gonna learn a lot of gems. A lot of things I knew already just because I did 2 transactions already, so I had the experience with the mortgage, and then I did the all cash experiences. But it's good to go and get the knowledge from these people, because we didn't start on time, so we didn't get a chance to ask questions at the end, which was a bummer, because I did have a few questions that I wanted to ask. It was about 3 hours long. I'm gonna try my best to be consistent, because I see my subscriber count is going up, so thank you everyone who subscribes. A few of you guys DM'd me, so I appreciate that. Follow me on Instagram, and if you have any other suggestions, put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.